and neck, up and down. Ooh, relax those shoulders. We're here for 10. And maybe one more. Then we'll bring it back to center and dropping the ear to the shoulder. Let's do 5 on each side. And then we'll do half circles to the front, 5 in each direction. One more each way. And big arm circles. Good. Other way. Or 10 in each direction, whatever speed you're going. Good. We'll open front and back. Nice. And opening to the side. Squeezing that glute, opening the hip. Keep going, let's do 2 more on each side. Good. All right, elbows. Yeah. 10 in each direction. Full extension on the way out. Good. And let's move into those bow and arrows. So arms out in front, pulling the elbow back, reaching behind with a twist. We'll do 5 on each side. Pushing that front arm away. Good. Spinal roll downs. Starting with that head, 1 vertebrae at a time. Let those arms be heavy. When the hands get to the floor, you're just going to relax head, neck, and shoulders, keeping those knees bent. Deep breath in, and then you'll slowly roll up, keeping the knees soft, tucking the tailbone. Head is the last thing to come up. Good. Let's do that again. This time when the hands get to the floor, we walk them to one side, push into the floor. Knees can be bent or straight. Let's go to the other side. Back to center. Slowly rolling up. Good. Reaching up. Bending to one side. Reaching the arm away, turning that armpit up towards the ceiling. We have some side bends in our workout later. We'll be doing them from the floor though. So, just so you're mentally prepared, let's come up. Other side. And from here, just folding over the leg, Keeping that leg as straight as you can. Relaxing head, neck, and shoulders. Deep breath in here. Then we're going to open it up to the side. If you're on your left leg, you lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. All right, bringing it down. We'll go to the other side. Folding over that leg, relaxing head, neck, and shoulders. Opening it up. All right, bringing it back to center. We're going to grab the elbows, just let gravity pull us down, swaying from side to side, bringing the weight into the balls of your feet. All right, bringing it to a stop in the center, bending the knees, slowly rolling up. Good. And big ankle circles. Other way. Other foot. Other way. Good. Okay. Yeah, regular bear walk, forward and back. So just from that downward dog position, back is straight, tailbone is lifted, legs are as straight as you can get them, arms are straight. Ooh, I just reached my heels down towards the floor and got a really nice stretch through my calves. If you haven't done that yet, just try that. That feels really nice. Okay, when you're ready, you can start just shifting that weight from your hands to your feet, level 1. Or if you got it, we walk forward for 10 and back for 10. Keeping the arms straight, legs as straight as you can. If you don't have the room for 10 steps, you can break it up. Good. Good. All right. Standing diagonal stretch. So feet start under the hips. Stepping one foot straight back. Squeeze that glute. So let's just get that stretch before we do anything. We'll just sink into that stretch for a second. Keep squeezing the glute. Both knees are bent. If your right leg is back, that arm crosses over to the opposite shoulder. You're reaching around and back for 5. Ooh. Other side when you're ready. Oh, that stretch feels nice. I'm getting more walks in this week, probably more walks than I have in almost 2 months. And I think that's why I'm so stiff in my ankles and knees and hips. All right, 5 and 5. Back to those bear walks. Lifting that tailbone, back is straight, arms are straight. Really really pushing into those arms and shoulders as you move back. Reaching the arms forward as you walk forward. Good. Okay, last time, diagonal stretch. So if circling the arm back is too much on your low back or your shoulder, you can always just reach back and tap the back of the leg. But still for 5. Squeeze the glute. Good. All right, cool. We'll do some circles. So arms up, grabbing one wrist, bending to the side, folding forward, coming to the other side. 5 and 5. When you switch, don't forget to grab the other wrist. And it just occurred to me, I don't think we did hip circles. We're definitely going to do hip circles tonight because we're going to get into those hips. Ten and 10. Good. Ooh. One. Good. Okay, let's come down to the floor for some cat and cow. So hands will be under the shoulders, knees under the hips, rounding the back, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, and then extending, looking up, lifting that tailbone. You want to keep the weight under the first knuckles. So we're here for 10. Good. All right, after 10, we're gonna come onto our back for some pike sit-ups. So those are the ones with the legs straight. We'll start with the hands just down by our side. You're gonna point your toes. The object of this sit-up is to get up without letting the feet come off the floor. And then as you go down, you're rolling down one vertebrae at a time with control. Let's do 5. So you want to point your toes, squeeze your legs. You need to compress those abs as you roll down. going to get you to find a wall space if you can. We've done this one before, I think, when we were doing pistols. Tonight, and so when we did it with the pistols, we had the feet together. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to do 3 positions. So the feet are going to have a slight external rotation. I don't know if you can see me. Slight external rotation. They'll be straight, and then an internal rotation. We're going to face the wall, and we're going to commit our weight to the wall. So our back is on the wall, back of the neck on the wall. We're committing our weight to the back, to our back. And then we're going to just slide down the wall, keep lifting that tailbone. And then we're just going to hang out here. Legs as straight as you can. Commit your weight to the wall. Stay there. Good. All right. And then you're going to slowly come out of it. You can roll up if you want, if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to point the toes forward. Same thing. Commit to the wall. Slide down as far as you can. Legs straight. One more breath. And release, slowly come out. Last one, point those toes, turn those toes in. Commit to the wall. Slide down. This is the hard one. This is the least nice one. All right, and slowly come out. Good. All right, let's come back down onto the floor. We're going to go back. We're going to see those cat and cow again, only this time we're going to wag our tail. So we still want the weight under those first knuckles. This time the knees can come a little bit closer together. We're going to lift the feet. Okay, so first before we lift the feet, we come into one of our positions. So we can come into this cow position, lifting the head, tailbone. Then you lift the feet and then you twist side to side. Getting a nice stretch through the side of that low back. Let's do about, I don't know, do a few more on each side. 2 more on each side. This feels good. All right. Coming out of it, we're going to come into the angry cat position now. So again, weight under those first knuckles, round the back. Keep your eyes under your armpits here so your neck and your chin stay tucked. Lift the toes, tuck the tailbone. Same thing, twisting side to side. You can push into the floor with those arms. 2 more on each side. Good. Good. All right, sit-ups. You can keep your hands by your side, like you did in the first round, or if this time you want to extend them overhead, you're going to try to keep them in line with your ears as you sit up. And then roll down. Let's do 5. Good. All right. Grab a quick little drink. Check my time. Oh, perfect. So if you have a mat or some padding for your knees, that will come in handy right now. We're gonna start this section with a frog stretch. So we're gonna get into the hips. Think pancake stretch or middle splits. We're gonna be stretching those muscles. This frog stretch you've maybe seen before. I know I've done it. I think I did it in like one of the very first classes of this bodyweight session. But it looks like this. So we're on the side of the knee and the side of the leg. My shin is parallel with my mat. And I'm just going to hang out in this position. So this is the stretch. From here, there are a few variations. So we'll hold this stretch. And then there's another one where what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hip to the floor. Okay, so we're squeezing the glute. We're bringing that hip to the floor. So that's another one we're going to do. And then we're going to do 3. So we'll have this basic one. We'll have this hip to the floor, and then we're going to have one where the leg is out to the side, and we're going to shift forward and back. Okay? We're going to hold each stretch for probably 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this first one, this home-based stretch will be A. This one will be B. And then this one will be C. Because what we're going to do is between B and C is we're going to come back to A. All right? Okay. This timer is going to go off every 15 seconds, just so you know. So we're in this position. Let's get it going. For the first 15 seconds, I might shift forward and back just a little bit. And then for that last 15 seconds, I'll just hold it at the limit. So, I mean, you should be working at about, like 70% maybe. All right. Now we're going to go to that stretch B. We're going to drop the hip to the floor. So if you want, you can go back and forth, or you can just hold it. You can hold it from the forearms, or if you want to try to come up to the hands. Make sure you squeeze that glute, flex the foot. Let's go to the other side. So you're really trying to get that hip to the floor. Yeah, good. So if you want to hold the stretch. After this one, we're going to go back to A. All right, back to A. Maybe your knees are like a 0.5 millimeter wider. Maybe your hips are sinking a 0.5 millimeter deeper. We're still here for 15 seconds. You can hold that stretch, or if you like the shifting, you can shift. The next one is we extend the leg out to the side at the beep. So you can come up to your hands here, and you're just going to straighten the leg. You can keep the foot flat, or you can come up onto your heel. You're trying to keep your back as straight as you can, and we're just shifting our weight forward and back. So you should feel that stretch. So you're just manipulating the stretch here to feel good for you. Let's go to the other side. We're still here for 15. And then we're going to go back to that A. Back to A. More seconds, and then that's it. All right, slowly come out. Ooh. Oh. So anytime I'm doing these kind of stretches, it always feels nice to me to do like a glute lift, just to open the hips in the other direction. So if you want to try that, you can. Just really squeezing the glutes and opening them here. When you're ready, we're going to come up into a seated straddle position. If you're not able to sit on the floor with a straight back, you may want to prop your bum, sit on something. I'm just going to grab a cushion just to show you. So if you're on the floor and you're back and you're rounded, if you grab a cushion or maybe a yoga block and sit on that, just so that you can get a nice straight back. So sitting in our straddle position with a straight back, what we're going to do is just, yeah, you got it, Thomas? No, you're good? Okay, cool. We're just going to side to side, go side to side, just as far as you can, gently. Maybe getting a little bit deeper on each rep, but keeping everything pretty relaxed. This shouldn't be overly painful. Good. Let's do a couple more on each side. Good. Shake it out. All right, so now what we'll do is in this position, remember how I talked about before tilting that pelvis under and out? So we have our posterior tilt and our anterior tilt. We are going to do that from the straddle position. It's going to feel, maybe in some cases, like nothing is moving, and that's okay. But I want you to just start making that connection between the pelvic tilt in this straddle position. So you can have your hands behind you, in front of you, whatever you need to do to get your back nice and straight. And then from the pelvis, seeing if you can tilt it. It might feel like a very small movement. You can relax your legs, so let your feet and the rest of your legs just follow. So when we're doing any of the stretching for this straddle stretch, I'm going to cue you to tilt that pelvis back. So we want that anterior tilt. So we don't want it tucked, we want it back. So let's come back to that just sitting up straight, but now our pelvis is tilted back. We're thinking about it. And let's go side to side again. We'll do 10 on each side. This is 7 for me. Good. All right, just bring the legs in, shake them out. If you want, and lift the hips. That's good. Okay. So, we're going to come back into the straddle position. This time we're going to do side bends. So we're going to do side bends for reps. It's going to feel, it should feel like an ab exercise. We're going to work just with no weight. We are going to do 3 rounds though, so if maybe by the 3rd round you want to try to incorporate, like if you have a heavy book, like nothing more than 5 pounds, like 2 or 3 pounds, and you can hold that overhead and you can see how that feels. But what we're going to do from this straddle position, back as straight as you can, hands overhead. We're going to bend to one side and come up. And we're going to go back to that side and come. So let's do 3 more. So now, when we're coming down to the side, you want this hip to stay on the floor. So that hip shouldn't be lifting off the floor. That butt cheek should stay down on the floor as you bend and come up. Try, I don't know, 2 more. Good. Yes, nice. Let's go to the other side. You need to shake out the arms, shake out the arms. So for this one, you can point the toes, squeeze the legs. Good. Nice. How does that feel? Good. Okay. All right. We're going to mix this one up with a standing exercise. And again, you're going to need your wall for this one. I want you to just watch me first. So this is an honest toe touch. You may have seen this before, but what we're trying to do is we want to roll down and touch our toes without letting our bum come off the floor. So this is the challenge. So what you can do is you can start with your feet away from the wall, your bum on the wall, your head on the wall. And just like we do in the warm-up with those roll downs, we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, as much as we can. Don't let your bum come off the floor. Touch your toes, come back up. So my back is going to come back to the wall 1 at a time. If that feels okay, walk your feet in a little bit closer. So let's try 3 reps of those. So start with your feet far away. So think compression. So I want you to think as you're doing these, you're thinking about those Pike sit-ups that we did at the beginning in the warm-up. You know how we roll down and roll up? So there is a lot of compression happening here. As you roll down, you gotta compress those abs, squeeze the legs. Good. Yes, Eileen. It should go slow. And then if you get to the point where the bum comes off the wall, you know you've reached your limit. And that's where you come back to on the next round. and see if you can do it with your bum touching the wall. Do one more. I don't know where we're at here. Oh, Eileen, really nice. Good. How's that, Thomas? Good? Sweet. Okay, so let's do that again with the straddle side bend, and then we'll go back to the wall. So we'll do this 2 more times. So no timer for these ones tonight. We're just gonna move at our own pace here. So legs straight, point the toes, you're squeezing the legs. Think about that pelvic tilt. If you need to sit on your cushion, you can sit on your cushion. Arms up, bending to one side, keeping this hip down. We're here for 5. So we're bending right to the side, so we're not coming into this open space. Seeing if we can get to the toes. Other side if you haven't switched already. Good. All right, 3 toe touches. Find your spot. And you might notice that you're able to get your feet to a point where maybe you can roll down and you're okay, but you can't roll back up, keeping your bum on the floor, or vice versa. Ooh, it's getting harder. Good. Nice. All right. Last time. Point the toes, squeeze the legs, tilt that pelvis. Back is nice and straight. So if you have a weight, I'll just grab my little kettlebell here. Or a book. I used to do this with like my Norton anthology of English literature. Just hold it overhead. And then it's the same thing. Ooh. Good. Five and 5. Oh, feeling that in my abs. Good. Nice. All right. 3 more toe touches. Squeeze those legs, squeeze those glutes. pull those abs in. Cool. Last one. So the goal is to ultimately do this with the heels touching the wall, which seems impossible. Cool. All right, grab a drink. Okay. So Cossack squats tonight, since we're all nice and warmed up in our hips. But what I would like us to do, or a lateral squat, what I would like us to do tonight is, instead of coming up to transition to go side to side, we'll come down and we'll slide over in the bottom. Then we'll alternate. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay, cool. So 30 seconds of that. Then we'll come down to the floor. Just see. Let me just test something here. Okay. So my shoulder hurts, so it hurts for me to demo on that side. But what you're going to do, what I want you to do, so we're going to go into a tabletop. So squeeze those shoulder blades together, get that chest open. We're going to lift the hips. And then from here, we're going to do a little T-spine rotation. So I'm going to take my arm off the floor. I'm pushing hard into this arm, this shoulder, and I'm twisting. I'm going to bring the arm down, go to the other side. Yeah, my shoulder hurts, so I can't do it on that side, but you guys do it on that side. So you'll alternate. So it'll be a glute lift, side, side, down, lift, side, side. So there's a lift in between. Cool? All right. We'll flip over onto our stomach, and we're going to do some bear hold variations. So round one, we'll just start with that regular bear hold, and as we go through, I'll call out your options. Then it'll be a hollow body hold, and we're going to do the same thing. So we'll start with just that basic first hollow body hold position, and then as we go through, I might ask you to do leg lifts or little kicks. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a surprise. And then the last exercise will be our back extensions. So on our belly, you can extend the arms, or you can keep them down by your side, lifting chest and feet off the floor. Coming down. Okay? Yeah, good. Yep, you got it. So we'll do 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Any questions? No? Okay. All right, so starting in 15 with those alternating lunges. So remember, we're transitioning in the bottom. Chest stays up. Arms down away from the ears, shoulders down away from the ears. So our lats are on. Coming down as deep as you can. Staying as deep as you can to slide over. So you may notice that you'll get pretty deep, but then as you slide, you maybe come up a little bit. That's fine. But just try to stay as low as you can. tabletop to twist. Squeeze those shoulders together, get that chest open, lift the hips. So I'm just staying on one side because of my shoulder. I don't even know what I did because I didn't even work out yesterday. Don't forget to come down in between for that glute lift, which I wasn't doing. Okay, bear. So let's just own the bear position, 30 seconds. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, pushing through those back toes, bringing the weight under those first knuckles, shoulders down away from the ears, neck is neutral. Keep pushing, keep holding. The knees are just hovering. Keep holding. All right, hollow body. Again, we're just gonna hold this position. So, setting it up, knees can start bent, and then you straighten them, slowly lower the legs, keeping that low back on the floor. Point the toes, squeeze the legs. Breathe. Back extensions. So arms can be overhead if you want a nice long lever, or you can keep them down by your shoulders. Point the legs, or sorry, point the toes, squeeze the legs. If you want, you can hold this last rep. There it is anyway. All right. Lateral lunges. Almost there. All right, tabletop, two spine twists. Jeesh, I had a hard time getting that out. Squeeze those shoulders, open that chest. Lift those glutes. Remember, we're driving those knees over the toes. Right side, left side, then you go down. Good. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Our bear. Let's shift this bear. So let's come into that home base move. So here we are, home base, shoulders down away from the ears. And we're just going to shift those hips back and then forward, back to neutral. So the weight in our hands would shift towards the heels of our hands and then back under those first knuckles. The arms are nice and straight. Those shoulders are still pulling down away from the ears. Okay, hollow body. All right, so let's own the position first. All right, then from here, let's see if we can lift one leg and then the other leg. Just as high as you can. Good. Point the toes, squeeze the legs. See if you can keep that low back on the floor. All right, back extensions. Here we go. Keep it up. Let's hold this last wrap until it beeps. Point the toes, squeeze the legs. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Lunges. We're halfway. Good. Okay. Glute lifts, T-spine. Set it up. Here we go. Going. 5. There. All right, so we shifted. Okay, opposite hip touch. So right hand will come off to touch the left hip, and then the opposite. So own your position first. You might want to bring your hands in a little bit closer here for that stability. Have a closer base of support. We're trying not to let those hips wiggle, so we have to push extra hard into those toes. Good. Hollow body. So we did big leg lifts the first time. Let's keep them to little flutter kicks this time. So, of course, we're going to own the position first. Squeeze the legs, point the toes. When you're ready, these little flutter kicks. Keep going. Almost there. All right, back extensions. Keep it up. Hold this rep. Extend those arms. Extend those legs. Good. One more round. You got this. Okay, here we go. Maybe you're a little bit deeper than you were on the first round. Nice. Cool. T-spine. Here we go. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Don't let it go, even through that twist. There. So you can choose to either hold it, shift, or opposite hip touch. Or a combination of all three. Get that weight under those first knuckles first though. Make sure those shoulders are down away from the ears. Pushing through those toes. Try not to let those hips wiggle. Good. Hollow body. Again, choose your adventure. So big leg lifts, one at a time, or little flutter kicks. Yes, good. Point those toes, whatever version you're doing. Almost there. All right, back extensions. And that's it. Yes, good. A few more reps. Hold this rep. Extend those arms. Point those toes. Squeeze those legs. Squeeze the glutes. Lift, lift, lift. Get that chest off. All right, cool. Grab a drink. We did lots of stretching for the legs, but let's just do a couple things here before I let you go. Let's stay on our belly. So we'll do the this cobra stretch. So hands under the shoulders or out in front, peeling the body off, keeping those hips on the floor, looking up and back. Arms as straight as you can. And then slowly coming down, one piece at a time. We'll do that again, peeling off. Keeping the tops of the feet connected to the floor, squeezing the glutes. And coming back down. When you get to the bottom, push yourself back into child's pose. We'll just keep the arms extended out in front of us. Take a deep breath here. Walk the hands to the side. So if your hands are to the right, think about bringing that left armpit towards the floor. So there's a little bit of like rotation. We're shifting the weight here. Let's walk the hands to the other side and do the same thing. And then back to center and slowly roll up. That's it. And now I don't see you until January. Jeez Louise. Thank you.